that has been a long time coming. I myself have gone through a lot this year. Y'all that are in my membership, my inner circle, or have heard me talk about this on my Instagram or anywhere else. I was in a lawsuit. Anyone have tips for how to like not get lipstick on your teeth? I swear it happens every time, and I hate the toilet paper method because it just is so gross. Anyways, I've had a really hard year. 2025 for me has been very rough. I could arguably say it's like my worst year emotionally, just because of everything that has transpired for me, like the lawsuit with my landlord and just dealing with that, living in that place for 6 months with a psychologically abusive, negligent ass landlord. Really took a toll on me. And that, among other things, it's just been it's been a year for me. It's been a year. And I'm a Sag moon in the third house. I try my best to stay positive. And I'm gonna put my headphones in because I don't want there to be an echo. I wonder how the comments are gonna show up. If anybody's on, let me know because I haven't gone live on my phone ever. And this, okay, it says welcome to live chat. So I'm assuming I'll be able to see your comments in the chat. Um, I don't know yet. Like I said, this is the first time I'm going live on my phone, and like I was saying, I've had the hardest year I can remember. Uh, and yesterday was just straight chaos. I posted a few videos about this in various places, my Instagram stories and on my TikTok. Yesterday for me was just straight up chaos. And I want to blame it on or explain it by with the Mercury Cazimi we have on the South Node right now. A lot of chaos, a lot of intensity, a lot of criticism. We are seeing this with the backlash of the heartbreaking tragedy that was the assassination of Charlie Kirk. When did that happen? Wednesday? Was it Wednesday that happened? The backlash of that, the criticisms of that are absolutely insane, heartbreaking. I've been talking about this on my Instagram stories because it's just the best place for me to like post instantly in the moment when I'm feeling something. Um, and I was switching Airbnbs today, so I had to like and my laptop is currently at a repair place because I spilled my chai latte on it yesterday. Um, I just, it's just a mess. Like everything's just kind of a mess. At least I look good though. Like that's a blessing. And they're just sweet, sweet, sweet people here where I am in Montana. But then I go on the internet and I see sickening, 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 heartbreaking reactions to the death of somebody that was a husband and a father of young children that were present at the assassination. And people are acting like none of that matters. None of that matters because of what he believed and what his opinions were. And I just find that disgusting. I find that so sickening. And it is such a strong message for me to not silence ourselves on what we believe in because we are scared of backlash, because it's going to happen no matter what. But it's very frightening that if your beliefs don't fit the mainstream narrative, that you could get killed for it, you could get canceled for it, you could get torn apart for it just because someone disagrees with you. And it's It's heartbreaking to me because I lived in France, and the US, we are so fucking privileged to live in the United States. We are so privileged to have free speech. We are so privileged to have the rights that we have here that most of the world does not have, including free speech. There's a lot of parts of the world that if you say something that goes against the mainstream narrative, you will be killed. You will be assassinated. And now to have that on our own soil is very terrifying to me. This isn't about whether you agree. This isn't about whether you disagree. This isn't about whether it's morally wrong or morally good or morally bad, or it's not about any of that. This this is an act of violence against free speech, and it's very terrifying that anyone who puts themselves in the public space, anyone who is sharing their opinions or creating a space for there to be an open dialogue could be at risk of losing their life for it in front of their family, no less. That's really what to me is the most devastating and heartbreaking, and I just don't understand how people are just skimming over that and saying, "Oh, well, he brought it on himself. He manifested it. It's his karma, blah blah blah." Like karma, karma. I'm like, so if I say something that some people don't agree with, that some people deem as bad or wrong, I deserve to die? Like, that's the message that this is sending. And I think some people I've seen on the internet, especially, which is a really terrifying place for me to be right now. It's really scary for me to log on to these apps and see people saying what they're saying about this. Like, granted, there is a lot of people agreeing and saying, like, it is heartbreaking. I totally get your point of view, like, blah, blah. People having compassion and humanity. There is some of that. But always the negativity is gonna be louder, right? And it's going to stick with us more because that's just our human nature. We're wired for survival. We're wired to see the negative because it could literally affect our life. And it just seems like that's becoming more and more of like an actual real world threat. And it's I hate to use the word terrifying so much, but it really is fucking terrifying that people think someone should die just because they don't agree with their beliefs. Like, that's how I see this. Like I said, agree, disagree, like, it's not about that. This is an act of violence on free speech. This is that the fact that someone could just get assassinated and be murdered at a public event in front of their young children and wife because they are creating an open dialogue. They are facilitating discussions to have with people about certain things. And I'm not taking a stance here. There's a lot of things with him I didn't agree with. There's a lot about his methods I don't agree with. But it's not about that. It's really not about that. It is about the bigger picture and that our free speech now is at jeopardy. And that it is, like I said, it's really an act of creating more fear in people, of creating more silence, of, oh, if you speak out and it goes against the norm or what people deem as good, you're bad and you could die. Like, our country is founded on free speech, on people being able to have their own opinions. Whether you agree with them or disagree with them is not the issue. People should be able to have their own opinions. Like, that's free speech. And it's just so apparent to me the brainwashing that's going on. And it's very shadow side of Pluto and Aquarius. It's very eerie. I was talking about this on my TikTok live yesterday that I reposted here. I think that was yesterday, or maybe it was the day before. I don't remember. Like I said yesterday, I think it was yesterday, because yesterday was insane for me. I spilled that drink on my laptop. I might have to get a new laptop, like, which is not something I need right now. Like, it just everything felt like it was going wrong yesterday. Um, and it feels like a week ago. But this also came up in the group call that I do in my inner circle membership every week. I do a group call, Q&A, open Q&A, and this was a topic of it as well. What does the future look like? Should we be scared of it? How do we utilize, like, how do we see the good in this? And I talked about this also on the weekly update I did on Sunday here. We have to focus on the positives. We have to focus on what we can be grateful for and what we do have in our lives to be grateful for. And every breath that we literally take, like, to practice gratitude with it, because there's literally people right now being killed because other people disagree with them, which i- is absolute insanity. I don't have like words for it. It's very frightening. It's very big brother feeling. It's very like, oh, again, if you don't go with the mainstream narrative of what we want you to think and how we want you to feel, you don't belong to be here. Like you don't get to, what is that? Wait, what am I trying to say? You don't belong here? You don't get to be here. Like, it's so intrinsically fucked up, and so many people are caught up in the, "Oh, I disagreed with him. Oh, I agreed with him." It's not about that. It's really not about that. It's about the bigger picture of what this means for our humanity and for our future, because if there are people saying someone deserves to die because they disagree with what they have said or what they have heard about that person, where is your humanity? Like, where is your ability to understand or even try to understand other people's points of view? I personally don't care who you voted for. I don't care what you believe. I don't care if you agree with me. I don't care if you disagree with me. As long as like we can accept that about each other, that's all I care about. But if you think I should die and you think other people should die because they don't agree with you, I'm sorry, those people need to be in a fucking mental asylum. Like, that is a mental disorder. If you think someone should literally be killed because their beliefs are different from yours, that is like what starts wars. Like, and I'm so tired of sitting back and being like, "Oh, I'm just gonna play the Libra rising. I'm just gonna like keep these things to myself because I don't want to get targeted. I don't want to get canceled." But I don't give a fuck anymore. If you're somebody who is literally mentally ill, saying that he deserved what happened to him and his family deserved what happened to him because of what he believed in, you're fucked up. Like, that is so fucked up. Nobody deserves that. No little kid deserves to see their father assassinated at a public event. Like, how how much have we lost the plot that we think that's okay just because we don't agree with things that person said? Like, this is the bad, like, this is the bad, what is that show? Like, this is a bad place. Like, this is the fucking bad place. If you think someone should die because you disagree with what they said and their beliefs, this is the bad place. Like, I'm terrified for our society, and I'm terrified that we have lost our fucking ability to be human beings. Like, there's some mental or some moral, like, game going on that I didn't sign up to be a part of, and it started in 2020, and I was scared to speak out about it in 2020 because I would go to places without my mask on, and people would yell at me, people would kick me out, people would be like, "You're gonna kill everybody." I'm sorry, when did existing become a moral competition? It's a free country, and we should be able to be free and have our own opinions that might differ from other opinions, and that should be okay. I shouldn't be attacked because you don't agree with me or I don't agree with you. Like, that shouldn't be basis for an attack. That should just be, okay, well, what can we agree on? What do we have common ground on? Oh, we both like astrology. Cool, let's talk about that. Or cool, we both are moms. Let's talk about that. Like, but we literally some people have literally become so black and white in their thinking that they have blinders on to whether or not you align with my morals, and if you don't align with my morals, then you deserve to die. Like, you're the worst person in the world, and you deserve to die. Like, there's people like getting death threats back in COVID times because of them speaking out, sharing their opinions that other people didn't agree with, that the mainstream narrative didn't agree with. And it's like, y'all are so brainwashed. If you can't see people as people anymore, you just see people as, do you agree with me or you don't? And if you don't, you're bad and I hate you and you deserve to die. What? Like, we're two steps away from a communist country. If that is if that is the majority people's thinking, we are literally two steps away from being a dictatorship. That's fucking terrifying to me. I'm seeing comments come through, but I can't. They like disappear. I don't know how to manage. Hold on. Here we go. Here we go. I'm so happy you decided to speak out on this. I'm so disappointed at people who have no empathy or compassion. He did not deserve to die. Yeah, it's so sickening. It's fucking. I've been saying over and over and over. It's devastating and it's fucking sickening. People's reactions. I cannot be on the internet right now, and I do not want to be on the internet right now because I had someone reply to my story. I was like crying about it today because it's terrifying for me as somebody who is a public figure. If you're a public figure and you create content and lots of people see it, you have haters. It's just how it is. There's always going to be people that disagree with you and agree with you. And the disagreement people are much louder because they can hide behind a keyboard these days, but they exist. And they're actually terrifying because they're sending people death threats because be- it's terrifying. So I was posting about it on my Instagram, just saying like this it's so sickening. It's terrifying. And I think a part of this, call me a conspiracy theorist, whatever, that's fine. I'll wear the fucking label. Part of me thinks that this is to send a message to try to silence people. But I think it's actually doing the opposite because for me, I'm fucking fed up of this shit. I'm fucking fed up of having to feel like I need to walk on eggshells on my own fucking platforms to not have people be mad at me or to not have people hate me for what I believe and what my opinions are. I'm a Taurus. I have strong opinions. And I've shied away from sharing some of them because again, I lacked the courage to share because it's terrifying what people will resort to if they don't agree with you. And this is an act of that. And I think, I don't think this isn't this isn't political violence. I think this is a message to silence people and to say this is what can happen if you share your strong opinions and you try to create dialogue, open dialogue and conversation around those opinions. But like I said, I think it's going to have the opposite effect. And it already has. I mean, I'm experiencing it. Like, I'm just so fucking sick of it. If you are going to attack me because I'm not agreeing with you, I don't want you on my space. Like, this is my virtual space, and I'm tired of holding myself back in my own fucking virtual space. Like, it's so easy to find people that align with you. If that's all you wanna see is people that align with you and agree with you on every single little thing, and you live in your own little bubble of people that only agree with you and share your same morals, like, you can easily find that on the internet. I'm done, like, walking on eggshells so that I don't get attacked by those people. That's what this has catalyzed in me. Mercury can see me on the South Node. I'm fucking done with the old way that I have been sharing my voice on my platform. I had so many people even attack me during the election. I was in the south of France for the election. I didn't vote in the US, okay? I didn't vote for the president. I usually never vote. I've been independent since I could vote. I don't really give a fuck. Like, my opinion is that the system is rigged. Whatever. So I didn't vote. And I didn't really talk about it because I was in the south of France. I really didn't care. And I still don't really care because, again, I think it's a rigged system. But I had people attack me for that. You literally can't be right in today's world with people who are so like think they're like some keyboard vigilante, whatever that word is. Like you can't win. If I had said I had voted for Kamala, which again, I was in the south of France. I didn't vote. But if I had said I voted for Kamala, I would have gotten hate. If I said I voted for Trump, I would have got a lot of hate. And I said I didn't vote because I couldn't vote because I was out of the country, and I still got hate. And because I refused to talk about it, I had people assuming I was a Trumper. I had people attacking me. I'm just like, you literally can't win. So at this point, I'm like, if I can't win, I might as well just be authentic and be real. This is Pluto and Aquarius. And again, the people that don't like it, you don't have to be here. You don't have to be here. Um, if you're like me and you don't care if people agree with you or not, you're welcome here. Your opinion's welcome here. Your point of view's welcome here. Your beliefs welcome here. I don't care what you believe, especially if it differs from mine. I really don't care. As long as we can understand that we're both human beings and it's a beautiful world to have diversity, it's a beautiful right and privilege that we have in the United States to be able to have differing opinions. Please be here. But I will not stand for attack because of whatever belief I hold. And I'm not gonna attack anyone else for whatever belief you hold, because I don't care. I have other things to care about in my life. I might have to get a new laptop. I still have to find a place to live. I'm just freestyling on the road. Like I surfing it around in Airbnbs. Like I have other priorities in my life to care what other people are believing in the free country that we get to have our own beliefs. And I think more people need hobbies. Is what the internet is really showing me right now because it's a fucking dark place on the internet. It's a really fucking dark, scary place. And it's just gonna get worse. And like I said, I went off on a tangent, as I always do. I have Venus in Gemini. Uranus is on my Venus, my chart ruler, in the ninth house. Like I said, I was talking about this in my group call that I do in my inner circle membership every week. Last night we had one. And I was talking about this. I think this is the breaking point. This is the catalyst for a lot of people to really speak the fuck up in ways that they've been holding back. And I think it's going to create a divide. We're on the brink of a civil war. We're on the brink of, a lot of wars. And I think shit's going to get really real and we're going to have to focus on what's real. And we're going to have to, in a lot of ways, remove ourselves from this false world, this false curated world we've created where, oh, I can only listen to people who agree with me and people who don't are bad and they should die. Like, it's literally insane that that's how so many people think. And I want nothing to do with it. I want nothing to fucking do with it. So that's where I stand. I saw another comment and then they keep disappearing on me. Freedom of speech should be respected. This is exactly why we have trouble finding our tribe because we're so afraid to speak our truth. Yeah, because the people that are literally mentally insane are on here telling people that they should die if they don't agree with them. And that's why people are scared to speak their truth because they're scared of backlash. It's fucking terrifying. I was literally crying. I was started to share this too, and then I think I got off on a tangent because I'm just like I'm riled the fuck up. If y'all can't tell, I'm riled the fuck up. So, anyways, I was on a drive, and I was just crying, like, I was just really tuning into this collective energy and, like, how fucking heartbreaking it is that somebody was assassinated in front of their family, and his daughter ran to the stage when she heard the fucking gunshot because it scared her. She's like, what is she, like, 5? Like, so I was crying on my Instagram about it. I was like, "This is not about if you agree or disagree, it's not about if you fucking agree or disagree, like, let's zoom out and see the fucking bigger picture of what this really is." This is this is an act of violence on free speech, and it's fucking terrifying because it means anyone could be a target just for speaking their truth, just for speaking their truth. And I've had so many people be like, not so many, a handful, but they stick out more. I've had people be like, "It's his karma. You should know astrology karma is real." Get the fuck off my page. No, absolutely not. Absolutely fucking not. There should be no condoning that act of violence. It's so wrong. And I had someone else be like, "Oh, he manifested it because he spewed hate, blah 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 blah." What video, what actual live stream has anyone seen of him where he spews hate? I have never seen. I've watched his videos. I had to look him up because I didn't recognize the name, but I've seen his videos before. And from like, I'm curious. I'm an open person. I'm a 1-3 profile in human design. I investigate until I fucking can't keep my eyes open. I have Venus in Gemini. I have Moon in Sagittarius. I want to know what's the truth. So I'm a very curious, introspective, investigative person. And anytime I see something, I'm like, okay, let's go to that interview. Let's go watch that full video. Let me get the context of what was going on. And 100% of the time, it was taken out of context. Like, let's make critical thinking great again, because what the fuck? Context is so important. I need to put my phone on Do Not Disturb because I'm getting texts from a Dusty. I can't handle it. Context is so important. If I say I hate the color black, somebody could take that of me saying that and say whatever the fuck they want about it, right? They could say whatever they want about it. But meanwhile, that video, the context could have been, oh, I'm painting and I hate the color black because you can't really do much with it. Blah, blah, blah. But they could take that clip of me and say, oh, she's racist. Like, what? That's not even what I was talking about. I was talking about paint and color. Like color, like of like an item. And this is what I see happen again and again and again with people who are spewing this rhetoric, especially about Charlie Kirk, is the stuff was just taken out of context. Like, I have never, ever, 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 if it exists, please link it below. The whole fucking video. I want to see the whole 20 minutes of him talking. But I have never seen from watching all of it him talk about anything in a hateful way. I had someone on my Twitter be like, "Oh, he's a Nazi." And like we should have, this was just us taking out Hitler before Hitler became Hitler. And it's like, Hitler killed people. Charlie Kirk didn't kill anybody. He he encouraged open dialogue on college campuses with his family present. How can we compare somebody who's encouraging conversation of people with varying beliefs, backgrounds, opinions, encouraging conversation? How can you compare that to murder? Like, it just really shows me how brainwashed and numb people are to actual information and critical thinking. Like, it's terrifying. Take a shot every time I've said terrifying this whole live, because you'll have more than a buzz going. I'm terrified for the future of our society and the future of humanity as a whole. Like, I just can't with people. I'm so done and so disgusted that this is what we've become. We have, we're arguably the most educated we've ever been. We have the most amazing tools and resources, more than we've ever have in all of human existence that we know of in written history. And we're still so dumb. Like, I'm an INTJ. If y'all know Myers Briggs, there's nothing that frustrates me more than like chosen ignorance. And so many people right now are choosing ignorance to be right. It's sickening. I'm gonna read y'all's comments. I'm on a roll. I hate pineapple on pizza. Does that mean someone shot me? No, exactly. I love pineapple on pizza, but I know people that don't, and I don't care. That's fine. Well said and voiced. No energy to those of consuming it. Truth wins if individuals choose to stand tall and be courageous. Yes. Yes, 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 MK. Double AA says, I feel so horrible for the wife and kids. They had to witness their own loved one. Literally, like, how traumatizing. Incredibly, incredibly traumatizing. And there are people celebrating that. Like, what the fuck? If you saw me get shot right now and you disagree with me, would you celebrate that? I have no, it's ineffable. It's ineffable. I have no fucking words for how sickening it is. And this is the start of the Civil War, y'all, because people were starting to speak up, and now we're taking a side. We are now taking a side because there was an act of complete and utter injustice. I'm a Libra rising, okay? Injustice, I will fucking fight for that. What happened on Wednesday was a complete and utter act of injustice, and now I'm not gonna I'm not gonna play harmony anymore. I'm choosing a fucking side. And I've seen a lot of people mirroring that as well. This is going to start a civil war. Uranus is in Gemini. People think my side is wrong. I think their side is wrong. How do we meet in the middle? We literally can't. But it's fine. You know, the world is going to split. It was going to split no matter what. This is the start of it. This is the trigger. This is, when the French Revolution happened, which I was studying when I lived in France last year. It blew my fucking mind how it all came together and how it all happened. There was unrest. And one thing triggered the whole fucking revolution. And yes, Pluto was in Aquarius. Y'all probably know if you've heard other people talk about this. Okay, double AA says, this is why I don't believe in either side anymore. I'm an independent thinker. Yeah. I guess you can call it, both political parties are a disgrace. I agree. I've never picked a side. I've been independent since I said this earlier in the live, but I've been independent since I first registered to vote. Um, and I just think it's so, so, so wrong that no matter what side you choose, which it seems from my perspective, it seems like a lot of that is coming from the left, and it's fucking disgraceful because I don't care. I don't care if you're left or right. I really don't give a shit. But it seems like like I was saying earlier in the live, like, I didn't take a side during the election because I was in France. I didn't vote. I was in France, and people who were on the left and voted for Kamala were so hateful towards me because I didn't choose a side. I was in the south of France. I didn't vote and I didn't care to. And because of that, I got hate. And it's like you can't win. Like it's just disgraceful. Prayers for Charlie family. Yeah, no, yes, yes, yes. Thoughts and prayers. Hey, I got the same water. And I love you. Big hugs. Love you, Jasmine. This is the best water, apparently. Someone told me the other day. It's on sale at Whole Foods right now. We've gone back 200 years instead of moving forward. Yeah, yeah. It's really fucking sad. It's really fucking sad. Kira says, I'm a black woman and I'm so disgusted with my community. I'm a Gemini moon 2-4 MG. Sun in the ninth house. Yep. You know, I got Gemini in the ninth house too. Yep. I never heard him say anything hateful. Yeah, me either. Very eloquent. He was. He was very well spoken. He was very eloquent. Um, there were some ways he spoke about things I didn't necessarily agree with. I think, it's like tough love energy. Um, but I do think a lot of the times that's what gets through to people. But yeah, we were born 6 months apart. So it also hits real home for me that I'm like, we're the same fucking age. We're the same fucking age. Like terrifying. Hitler had a dog, the radical left has at least a dog too that makes themselves a Nazi. They're retards, oh my god. Y'all wanna hear something funny about my time in France? So I went to this and the R word, retard. I went to this disco ice skating thing. It's huge, huge, huge in Paris at the Grand Palais. And that song comes on by the Black Eyed Peas. It's like, "Let's get it started," but the original of that song was "Let's Get Retarded," but they had to change it 'cause it wasn't PC. And in France, they don't know. They don't know the lyrics, and they don't know that word, so that fucking song comes on, and they're going, "Let's get retarded in here," and I was like, "Fuck yeah, I support it, because it's all about tone. It's all about intention and tone. Like, the people saying Charlie Kirk deserved to die, so fucked up, and I don't think there's any way you could spin that it wouldn't be wrong, but, like, it's all about the tone and the intention when you talk about things. So, like, things can be a slur if you're intending for them to be a slur. But if you're just saying like in the song by the Black Eyed Peas, if you're just saying, "Let's get retarded," like, there's nothing wrong with saying it that way. Like, anyways, we're too fucking soft now. Like, I fucking hate it. As a Taurus sun, I'm like, y'all choose to get your feelings hurt over every little fucking thing. Like, meanwhile, my life has fallen apart. I have Sun and Taurus in the 8th house. My life has fallen apart 1,700,000 times, and I still have compassion for people. I still am, like, understanding. I still am like, "Oh, this is your point of view. Like, why do you have this point of view? Why do you blah, blah, blah?" Like, and y'all like, some people will just be like literally, they see something on social media, and then their whole world falls apart, and they're like, live in the fucking real world. Like, some of these people are just chronically online and they live in this false curated reality. I didn't vote last November. I didn't care for the none of the candidates. Yeah. I'm like, I was at the side I was at the side and observing who's gonna run this bitch. Yeah. We got who we got, and that's how it's gonna fucking be. Like, and the electoral college decides anyway. Like, y'all are like fooling yourselves, thinking that your vote matters. Get a grip. It's not about that. It's not about who the fucking president of the country is. It's about what are you doing in your local community? What like who are you voting into office to run your city or your state where you're actually going to be affected on the day to day by the person who runs that government? That's what fucking matters. Anyways, oh my god, I was just watching a video on the French Revolution in Haiti this morning. Damn. Yes, what even went wrong? So pissed how social awareness has been lost on larger scale. Yeah, people, they've lost the fucking plot. Somebody was literally like, oh, he manifested being killed because of his beliefs, like his hateful beliefs. What hateful beliefs? Just because someone doesn't agree with you doesn't make their perspective hateful. Like, what? Not everyone should think the same. That's why we live in this fucking country. I've had to hide so many of my opinions and feelings because of what they did to Candace Owens. Yeah, but she's a Taurus too. She was born the day after me. She's a f- I she I'm inspired by her. She's really fucking inspiring. That she just doesn't give a fuck. I mean, who knows what's going on in her inner world? I'm sure she has to take care of her mental health really well. Cause fucking a. Literally you can't win in today's world. But her courage really inspires me. I wasn't courageous enough to be honest. Even up to yesterday, I bit my tongue. Yeah, I'm done. I'm fucking done biting. I'm fucking done walking on eggshells. I've been in enough relationships where I had to walk on eggshells. I'm not gonna walk on fucking eggshells in my own fucking social media. I'm not a voter either. It's an energetic vacuum. It sucks and drains your energy. Yeah, exactly. I'll try to stay in my own bubble to keep my frequency high. Yes. That's all that fucking matters anyways. And so many people are just giving their fucking power away to the news and to social media and to like stop giving your power away. That's literally what's going to create more division and chaos. They took everything he said out of context. Yeah, I know. I realized that about Trump in like 2019. It might have been like before the pandemic or right around the pandemic cuz like I said, I'm a curious and open individual. If I hear something about somebody, I'm going to fucking look into it. I'm gonna fucking do a deep dive. Like, this is how I ended up suing my landlord and figuring out a bunch of shit about my landlord that he was doing illegally that I went to the city about because I fucking looked into it. I wasn't gonna take anything he said at face value. Fuck that. I'm gonna do my own research. I'm gonna investigate. I'm gonna look into it. And when I started to investigate what people were saying about Trump, and again, this isn't if you fucking agree, this isn't about if you fucking like him or not. This is about a lot of the information that people say about him is taken out of context and is just blatantly fucking wrong. Like I was saying earlier on the live, I gave the analogy if I said, "Oh, the color black, I can't stand it in my house. Like it just makes everything so dark and like this is tastefully done." But in general, that's my opinion. I don't prefer to have like black walls and all this stuff. Somebody could take that clip out of the video and say that I was saying that about black people when I wasn't. And then that's what goes viral. And that's what everyone's thinking is the truth. But they didn't watch the actual video where I was saying, oh no, it's actually, I don't like black paint on the walls. And that's what is happening. It's so fucking scary. It's so fucking terrifying. But yeah, when I realized that that was happening a lot with Trump's interviews and uh his speeches and things, I was like, "Oh, well, that's interesting. Huh, okay." And, like, the whole Project 2025 thing, like, that didn't fucking happen. Like, there's just so much misinformation, and Last year I was chalking it up to Jupiter and Gemini. Now Uranus is in Gemini, and we're buckle up because we're in for a fucking 7-year ride of Uranus and Gemini. It's gonna go back into Taurus for a little bit, I think in November. Um, but it's not gonna get any better. Like I've said this in other videos. I might have said this so far in the live. The last time Uranus was in Gemini was World War II. The time before that was a civil war. And this event, this tragic fucking event, is looking like a catalyst for another civil war because people can't agree. And people are picking a side and being very loud, outspoken, opinionated about their side. And that's what sparks a civil war. Oh, that's literally how it begins. So we're in for a wild ride with these transits. Um, people have been asking me like, when's it gonna get better? And right now, funny enough, the moon just moved into Gemini and it's on Uranus right now, so no fucking wonder. I'm wanting to speak up about this because the moon just moved into my ninth house, of course. Um, People have been asking me, when is it gonna be better? Ah, I don't know. I don't know when things are gonna get better. We have to take what we can get. I've been saying this in all of my weekly updates. We have to focus on the positive. We have to focus on what we have to be grateful for because I don't think it's gonna get better. I don't think this kind of stuff is going to stop until there is real change. And that's what things look like when there is massive change happening on a societal scale. Uh we like I brought up earlier in live, we saw it at the French Revolution. And I think I even saw a video about I don't remember exactly from memory, but I saw something about the last time Uranus was in Gemini and Neptune was in Aries, and it was like the American Revolution. Actually, I'm about to look it up right now. My laptop, I'm so sad my laptop is at it's being repaired. They're gonna fix it. It's not gonna be broken. Hallelujah. I'm just manifesting that. I will not have to buy another $2,400 laptop. Okay, it will be fixed. It will be fixed. Okay. Let's see. When was the Neptune? Neptune moves signs every 174 years, I believe. Um, hmm. It might have been World War II, actually. Let's see. I'm in the mid 1800s right now, and it's in Capricorn. Yeah, it must have been World War II. Hold on. Yep, Neptune's in Pisces, late 1800s. Here we go, early 1900s. Oh wait, no, it's a Civil War. It's a Civil War because this is 1861. I believe the Civil War was like what 1860 something, right? Let's look it up. Grateful I have an iPad. I've thought about selling my iPad so much. I'm so grateful I didn't because something happened to my laptop. I'd be shit out of luck. Okay, Civil War dates. Civil War dates. Here we go. Yeah, 1861. So that is literally when Neptune went into Aries. Let's see, it was April 12th. This makes me really want to look more into history and like um have y'all heard that book or read that book by that guy that's like, oh, I can see the cover of it. It's like a thick ass book, and it basically goes into like all the major historical events and the astrology of it. And Cosmos and Psyche. Cosmos and Psyche. I'm about to go to a bookstore after I hop off here and look for that book because I feel like it will be very insightful, especially for right now in the time period that we're in. Because April 12th, 1861 was when the Civil War started from Google. Hopefully that's accurate. Interesting that it started during Aries season. Go fucking figure. Mars was on Uranus too. So I'm looking at this chart right now. Mars is on Uranus, which Mars is going to be on Uranus. Let's see, Mars is in Libra right now. It'll be in Aries in about a year. So about a year, end of 2026, Mars is going to be in Gemini on Uranus. um, okay, let me finish looking at this chart and then we can look at the end of 2026 because yeah, if Mars is in Libra right now, it's going to be in a degree Aries in a year. Then that means unless there's a retrograde, but I don't think there's gonna be another Mars retrograde for oh no, there might be one in 2026. So it might be early 2027 that Mars is in Gemini on Uranus. And we're also gonna have Jupiter in Libra. These transits are looking eerily fucking similar to the start of the Civil War, and I don't know how I didn't see this before. Um, this is blowing my fucking mind. Okay, what else? Mars on Uranus, Jupiter in Leo, Jupiter squared Pluto. Jupiter's going to be in Leo, and it's going to be opposite Pluto next year. Yeah, this is why people are saying 2026 is crazy. I hadn't looked this far yet. Okay, Neptune about to move into Aries, literally 2 minutes away from moving into Aries. Moved into Aries the day after the Civil War started. So, Civil War begins on April 12th. Neptune moves into Aries April 13th. We also had Mercury on Neptune. We had I'm wondering if we had a Venus retrograde too, because I have heard oh, we had a Mercury retrograde a month before the start of the Civil War. So, and it looks like the day Mercury left pre left post shadow is the day the Civil War started. Did we have a Venus retrograde this year? I don't know, we did not. In 1861, we did not. So back to the start of the Civil War. Pluto's in Taurus. Pluto's in a fixed sign. So Jupiter had squared it probably a few months before that. Like I said, Jupiter's going to oppose Pluto next year sometime because it will move into Leo, I think in June of 2026. Um, but interestingly too, at the start of the Civil War, like I like to focus on the nodes. Um, and I also like to focus on what Chiron's doing because I think Chiron really sets the tone collectively for what we are all wounded and triggered by. Um, the last 7 years, last 6, 7 years, we've all been kind of triggered by each other's autonomy, by each other's independence, by each other's sense of self, identity, which is very Aries. Um, people that are different from us, we have been triggered as a collective in general. We've been triggered by that, especially people standing on their own due to their sense of self identity that differs from everyone else. We also had Saturn trining Pluto and squaring Uranus. Um, and the south node, the nodes were squaring Venus at the day that the Civil War started. The Saturn Uranus square is interesting because I was thinking about this last night. I was like, is Saturn gonna do anything to Uranus like when it's in Aries, but it will sextile Uranus? And then in about I don't think it's gonna catch up to Uranus until Uranus moves into Cancer. I wish I had my ephemeris with me, y'all. I really wish I had my ephemeris right now because I'm probably gonna have to order a new one because I just can't wait till whenever I get back to Colorado, I don't know, to get my ephemeris. I wish I'd brought it with me, but um one of the things I that just kind of sucks about being on a road trip a road trip that doesn't really have an end, um, is like, I don't know when I'm gonna have access to my books again, my things. And I'm not about to drive 15 hours. Um, but yeah, I really wish I had my ephemeris because that would just be an easy thing to see through that. But I don't think Saturn's gonna do anything with Uranus. We are gonna have that yacht again, most likely, but it might be with other planets that we had. I've done other YouTube videos on this about Saturn, Neptune, and Aries, and it's sextiling both Uranus and Gemini and Pluto and Aquarius. I think that's something we're gonna see again. Maybe not as strong as it was over this past summer, but we will see it again. We're gonna have also, probably not for like 2 more years, but we will at some point also have the North Node on Pluto, because the North Node is going to move into Aquarius next summer. So, and the nodes will square Uranus, uh, either, I think before they move into Aquarius and Leo. The nodes will square Uranus because I believe at that point Uranus will be back in Gemini. So there's a lot going on. That's a little kind of pre-shadow into 2026. I do a really deep dive into the year ahead every January. I might do it early this year for 2026. I do it in my membership community, and I might do it early because I'm just very fascinated by it right now. Seeing, watching the current events, um, and just seeing the patterns are patterning right now, and it's just wild. I remember looking ahead to Uranus and Gemini back in 2021, and I literally got chills. I got this really eerie feeling about Uranus and Gemini, and then I looked up, that it was the Civil War was the last time, one of the last times. World War II was also another time, as I have said. Um, and I was just like, I wonder what that's gonna be. Like, I don't think that's really necessarily a good thing. Like it really felt, it just felt really intense. And I was kind of new to astrology back then. That was when I had like just started my business on astrology, was in 2021. So I've been aware that, things were gonna be weird. And here we are living that things are weird. Um, so again, I think let's see. Well, Saturn and Taurus will eventually square Pluto, which is going to be that's not going to be a good transit. Like I usually don't say good or bad about transits. Um, but Saturn square Pluto is, that's no, that's not what was happening in the last Civil War, but that's not good. Um, for more reference to like when we had the lockdowns, Saturn was in Capricorn, it was on Pluto, and they were both on the south node. So there was this big release of reliance, right, on our system, the systems we have had in place for so long. The US has Pluto and Capricorn in their birth chart. So that was the beginning of the crumbling of the systems. And I don't have the answers. I don't know what's going to happen. I just know Saturn square Pluto, when that happens, which I think will be, a few years from now. And there's no need also for fear around this stuff because we're gonna be okay. We're gonna make it. Um, here, okay, yeah, 2029. 2029 is when Saturn's gonna square Pluto. So we have a long time. Well, 4 years, relatively long. Um, Very, very interesting. And I've said this in other videos. I say this a lot in my membership. I hate looking this far ahead because it's almost like you're missing the forest for the trees or whatever it is. You just kind of get lost in the sauce when you look this far ahead. It's so much easier to use astrology in hindsight and use it in the present moment of like, okay, what am I experiencing right now? Um, and what in the transits could be influencing that. But when we look so far out, it's like, it's like the butterfly effect. There's so many variables that will change, um, and that because we're creating the future right now with the present. But also, at the same time, it's almost this energy I've been talking about for the last couple weeks. Like, there's so many challenges in the sky. There's so many squares. We've had a lot of squares going on and oppositions, but we've also had a lot of trines. We've also had a lot of harmonious things. Like I was saying when I first hopped on here, yesterday was an incredibly chaotic day for me. Today was pretty chaotic. I took my laptop to get professionally cleaned. The guy was like, "Oh, the other guy that does MacBooks, he's not here. He doesn't come in till Sunday." I'm like, "Well, I guess I'm staying in this town. Like my Airbnb, I only booked it for today and I had to be out today. Uh, but now I guess I have to stay here because I can't just leave chai latte and my laptop for it to just be fried." Just chaos, just straight chaos. But the guy was so helpful. Like, again, with these challenges and with these conflicts, there are positives, there are miracles happening. Like, the guy was super helpful. He was like, "Hey, sign up for insurance because if something does happen with it down the line, even if we clean it, like something could happen. Like just buy the insurance because they'll replace it." I'm like, "Oh, thank fucking God." I don't really have an extra $2,400 to spare, so thank God for that, and he was just so helpful. He was like, "Yeah, you can leave it here, like, with your backing it up to your external hard drive," like, and he walked me through all that, and, like, was just such an angel, and I'm sure he deals with, like, stuff like this all the time because, our devices have become our world, and for me, it's my business. My devices are my literal source of income, and so it's just I'm sure he's, like, mastered the art of, like, being calm to people who are freaking out because their devices might not be recovered. Um, but yeah, so he helped me, back it all up and just have to wait for it to get cleaned and see, and then I went to go 'cause I need a new screen protector on my phone, and I had to go to 4 different locations to find it. And the guy at the 3rd location was so helpful. He was like, "Oh, you go here, you go there, you get it shipped," or like, "Are you local? Do you live in town?" He's like, "Oh, you're traveling?" I'm like, "Yeah, I can't really get anything shipped." And he was like, "Oh, well, you could try this place over here. You could try." I'm like, "Okay." And then that place ended up having it. And then the guy there was so nice and so helpful. And he like gave me a $30 discount. And so it's just like, it's fine. It's all divine. Like it's, it really is all fine. And we're gonna have these ups and we're gonna have these downs with that. Like, I literally had such a emotional morning because I didn't think it was such a big deal that I spilled that drink on my laptop. And maybe it's not. And maybe that's why I don't really feel so super like anything about it because it probably will be fine. But I woke up and I was like, "Oh, the reality of this is like really kind of fucked. Like this could be really, really bad." And then I got on social media after my meditation because I have to do my meditation. If y'all have been watching my videos religiously, I've been saying this for years. Be on your meditations. I've been saying this since Saturn went into Pisces because that is the only thing that is going to ground us right now. That is the only thing that is going to keep us sane is having our spiritual practices to ground us, to help us deal with these crazy emotional things, these crazy emotional people on the internet right now. I'm so grateful for my practices because I would I would be losing my shit. I would be falling apart if I didn't have them. So, anyways, after that, I log on just to see people just being ridiculous about everything. People just being so inhumane. People really really losing sight of what matters. And it frustrates me to no end. I'm really defined in human design. I have 7 out of 9 centers defined. And 2 of those centers that I have defined are the crown and the ajna. I have this if you're familiar with the channels, I have the 6124 and I have the 4323. 4323 is how I can get on here and just say shit. Um, and I think I'm very aware. I'm very starkly aware because of having a defined ajna and defined crown of what matters to talk about and what does not matter at fucking all. And so much of this discussion around Charlie Kirk does not fucking matter. It really doesn't fucking matter what his opinions were, what his beliefs were. Like like people thinking it matters have lost complete sight of the plot. Like, and not to go into that again, because I did a very thorough job of talking about it the first like 40 minutes of the live. But I'm just like, it doesn't fucking matter. Like, and so I just wish on these people that they develop a spiritual practice, that they develop something that helps them to see things from a bird's eye view, to see what really matters and to focus on what really matters because none of this fucking bullshit that's going on the internet, the dialogue around it, none of it fucking matters. None of it fucking matters. Like people get too deep into things they don't need to be deep in. Um so yeah, now I want to see when Mars is going to be on Uranus. Okay, I think we are going to have another Mars retrograde. We are going to have a Mars retrograde. I think in 2026 it looks like because I pulled up April 2027 and Mars is still in Leo. Yeah, we have a Mars retrograde in Leo. Oh, it starts in Virgo at the end of 2026 or early 2027. Here, let me. I wish I had my ephemeris. Oh God. I need to go see if I can find one. Yeah, so January of 2027, we have Mars retrograde. Starts in Virgo, we'll go back into Leo. Uh, that's gonna be fucking interesting. Mars square Uranus. I mean, that's gonna happen end of 2026. What is it with these transits all happening at the end of the years? Like last year's transits were fucking crazy at the end of last year. The end of this year, it doesn't look I mean, it doesn't look crazy. We are gonna have another Mercury retrograde, I believe in is it gonna be in wait, we just had one in Leo. We've already had one. Oh, it's not gonna be in Sagittarius again. It might be a little bit in Sagittarius, but I think it's mostly gonna be in Scorpio. Which it's like whatever. Mercury retrogrades aren't the biggest deal in the world. Um, okay, I've just got a scam call. They're fucking out of control. Um, phone on do not disturb. Hold on. Phone on do not disturb. I don't know how to put my phone on do not disturb when it's sideways. Okay, well, that's fine. Um, okay, I'm like too far ahead. I'm looking at 2027 right now. I really want to look at 2026. So Uranus is back in Taurus, early 2026. Um, Saturn, Neptune, and back are back in Pisces. Duh, we know about that. Oh my God, we have another crazy ass Capricorn stellium early next year. That's interesting. Um, mid January, we're gonna have Mercury, Mars, Sun, Venus in Capricorn. Libra risings could be moving or investing in real estate or something, which hey, great for me. But also, those things are gonna be squaring Chiron, so that's gonna be interesting. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna do a deeper dive on this in my membership community on 2026. For sure. I might even do that this month. Although I think I have all the calls scheduled for this month. We'll see. If y'all are in there, look for it in the events calendar. And then we're gonna have Mars go over Pluto late January. January is gonna be fucking interesting. I've been hearing people say there's gonna be a market correction. Um, There's gonna be something that happens with the market, with the economy, the housing situation. Also, Neptune moves back into Aries end of January. Eh, Mars is on Pluto. The sun is there too. Oh God, I don't like this. Yeah, we have Mars, Pluto, and the sun on in Aquarius. This is giving me a headache. So yeah, January's gonna be very interesting. January, it's very possible some shit could go down. Um, Jupiter is also retrograde at this point and will be squaring Chiron again, so that will it's not gonna be as intense. Oh, I'm by an airport right now. It's so cool to see the planes flying out. Some of these fucking crazy people on the internet need to get in a plane and just learn to see the bigger picture. Anyways, when did we have Jupiter square Chiron? I think it's happening right now. I'm like all turned around. Hold on. Yeah, it is starting to happen right now. So that'll be interesting. I think we're going to be dealing with like similar themes from the end of the year, like now until January. I think there's going to be a lot of similar themes that we'll be just revisiting and looking back on. But we also won't have, this is eclipse season. Um, the Virgo new moon eclipse is actually going to be trining the US's Pluto. Oh man, I'm just getting so many video ideas. I'm just getting so many ideas of like classes I want to teach in my membership, of videos I want to post on here. Um, so I might be posting a lot of content this next week, so look out for it. But the study in the United States' chart has always been fascinating to me, because it just rings so true, the themes. And we have, I mean, there's just a lot of shit going down for the US. The Jupiter in Cancer is in the US's eighth house. The US also has their Uranus in Gemini because Uranus was in Gemini during the American Revolution. So the US is having their Uranus return. I believe it's not going to peak until 2027. And I think that's why everyone is saying 2027 is going to be crazy. Also, if y'all know about the human design of 2027, we are beginning a new genetic mutation, which I think has already been taking place. And I had a one-on-one client recently who's in my business course ask me on our one-on-one call about 2027. Um, and I need to do more research on it because I really haven't done a whole lot of research on the human design of 2027 since like 2021 or 2022 when I first learned about it. Um, but from what I have researched on it and what I've read transcriptions of Ra Ura, who the founder of human design, talk about, is that like how do I say this? Okay, a lot of people from what I've seen that talk about 2027 really talk about it in like a doomsday way. They really talk about it in like, oh, there's going to be these new species of humans that are born and like blah, 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 like aliens and like people are acting like anyways, it's all this shit that it's not. Like things are still going to be normal. Things are still going to be how they are pretty much in our day to day. There's not going to be like a new species of humans that are just born starting in 2027. No. What is happening is a genetic evolution. And I think this splitting of ideas, this splitting of what we're seeing now with our society with this polarizing energy of people really picking sides, and it creating this vast divide between society, I think that is part of this genetic evolution. I think as human beings, we are in a time period where our literal genetics are evolving. And I think we're going to start to see that take hold or just be more prominent in 2027 where it's like maybe we'll have an understanding around it or maybe what there it'll be confirmed by science or whatever. Or there'll be new discoveries of like this new gene or something like that. It could even be like, I don't know, y'all. The world is looking a lot more Brave New World than I ever thought that it would. If y'all have read Brave New World, you know what I'm talking about. That was my favorite book when I was in high school, and I never thought in a million years it would come true, but it is kind of starting to come true. Um, and again, I think, Pluto trining Uranus this next 8 months or whatever it is, maybe for a year they'll be trining, is adding to this energy. There's this big transformation of our beliefs and our ideals as a society, and it's creating this split, it's creating this divide. And I think I was talking about this also on my group call last night in my membership, because someone was asking me about it. I think there's going to be this merge with technology, or people literally merge with technology. And it could be something like what happened in 2020, where people are brainwashed to think that if you don't do this certain thing to your body, then you're going to die or you're going to be at risk or whatever it is. And I think there's going to be this aspect of like brainwashing again, similar to what happened in 2020 and 2021, around it. And so people who are in fear, who are in that lower vibrational energy and lower consciousness and are susceptible to fucking brainwashing, because that's what's happening right now with the internet is fucking literal brainwashing in real time, uh, are going to merge themselves with technology and literally become transhuman. And I need to save this video once I get my laptop back. I need to save this live just in case. Because I don't know what's okay to say and what's not anymore on these fucking platforms. Um, but I think we're gonna start to see like a transhuman race, and there's gonna be people that really reject that, that really reject that full immersion into technology, because we realize what it is. We see it for what it is, much like a lot of people did in the lockdowns, um, and afterwards. So again, that's what I see happening from these transits, from Uranus and Gemini and Pluto harmonizing with it. Uh, and also I think Saturn and Neptune and Aries, I was talking about this all summer. Like Saturn and Neptune and Aries to me, which is not going to peak until the end of February next year, which it's going to peak at 0 degrees, which is very interesting to me because it's almost like a super amplification of the energy. I think we're really going to start to see more of this sovereignty emerge and this really vast split of people. Uh, and there was a thought that just came to me and I literally forgot it. But I think people are going to start waking up in droves. And whoever commented earlier about like people needing to speak their truth to find the right people, I think we're going to start to see more of that in this event, this heartbreaking fucking tragedy. Assassination is really the domino effect. Is really the domino, the dominoes are falling, as they say. Um, and I remember distinctly in my 2025 update that I did back in January in my membership, I was watching it back the other day because I wanted to see what I had said for these months. Because, like I said, when I look too far ahead, I get kind of lost in the weeds. I'm like, that looks interesting. That looks tricky. That looks weird. But I don't have, right. Again, this all comes back to context, right? I don't have context. When we're looking at the future, there's no context. The only context is like what's happening now. And what was happening then when I did that update was the whole election, inauguration, everything. People spewing bullshit saying that the vote was gonna get overturned and all this kind of stuff. So I had no idea what the end of 2025 was gonna be. And I was just, I use my intuition a lot for it. I use my psychic abilities, whatever, whatever. But I remember, and I saw this the other day when I watched it back. I was like, in the update for I believe it was September. I need to watch it again so I like have full recollection. Either way, I said the end of 2025 was going to be revolution. Was going to be people waking up. Was going to be people like, no, actually. I'm fucking done with this shit. Was gonna be people, like, actually fighting back and starting to fight back, and then for October, I said there's gonna be this big migration, which it's already happening. Um, I didn't anticipate it would happen so soon, but it does make sense with Mars with the Mars South Node conjunction we had, in mid-July. It made sense because Mars is action, Mars is forward momentum and movement. The South Node is we're releasing something. Um, and so we really had, and then August came around with the Mercury retrograde in Leo. And it's very Jupiter moving into Cancer too, of like we need to be in a place that is more supportive and expansion of what we're moving into, right? Because we've done the release. That was Mars in the South Node. Now, how do we move forward? What do we need to expand? Um, which is Jupiter and Cancer. And so anyways, the big migration is happening. And it's just wild, like looking back on what I said, because like I said, I don't get many details when I look so far out into the future that I'm just blown away. Because I literally was just going off of what I saw in my mind's eye. And I saw a bunch of people migrating, either leaving the country or moving to different states. Um, and then it's just, it's everyone's doing it. It's just crazy. It's just crazy for it to all be coming true. I feel so bad for what happened because that was honestly horrible. I didn't like him, but no one deserves that. Yeah, thank you for saying that. I agree. I agree. Um, I don't have a strong like for him. I don't have a strong dislike for him, and it's not really relevant. It's really not fucking relevant whether we dislike Charlie Kirk or we don't. It doesn't matter. What happened was fucking horrendous and should not happen to anybody just for speaking their truth and encouraging other people to speak their truth. Um, I talked more about it and gave my stance on everything for the first, like, 40 minutes of the live. So, if you're subscribed to me, and you wanna go watch it back once I'm off here and it posts the replay, um, yeah, I feel exhausted talking about it. Someone yesterday even asked on my TikTok live, they're like, "Can you go into the astrology of it?" And I was like, "I no, I don't have the bandwidth." Like, I'm fucking exhausted of talking about it, hearing about it. I like I went live to share what I had to say about it, and I did, and now I'm like, uh, you know, I said my piece. Exactly, yeah. Some people's reactions to this are horrible. Sorry I joined late. Yeah, no worries. I agree. Absolutely horrible. And what's even more horrible is people like us saying this, and they're attacking us for saying this. Like we're the problem because we think someone getting murdered in cold blood in front of their family is bad. Like we've lost like y'all some of these people have lost the fucking plot and are brainwashed. Yeah, these eclipses are crazy for sure. Um, but I see this as a freedom of speech thing, which is very Mercury Cazimi on the South Node. Yeah, I'm afraid to post on my TikTok because of that, yeah. I'm at a point where I don't give a fuck. If you are going to hate on me because I think someone being murdered in front of their family is wrong, get the fuck away from me. I don't want nothing to do with anybody that's gonna act that way. I don't give a shit anymore. I don't care. I'm no longer afraid to, I was so afraid. I was kind of a coward and operating from scarcity, survival, and being afraid to voice my opinion for fear of it negatively impacting my business. But what I've learned is it doesn't fucking matter. It literally doesn't fucking matter. Like people, like we saw with the what was that thing on TikTok that everybody was That whole thing that happened back last year with Haley Bailey and what was that called? It was, like, called something, like, everybody blocked celebrities and everything. That lasted, like, a fucking week, and Haley Bailey, like, ended up having the same amount of followers, no matter what. So it's like, it literally doesn't matter. Whatever you put focus on expands, and hating somebody or liking somebody or loving somebody, it's all energy, and you're giving that person energy, and it's gonna expand. Their presence no matter what, like, it's like we these cliches that we have in our language, and we hear all the time that we are so removed from the true meaning in reality of them. Like, the whole saying, like, all the cliches are cliche for a reason. They're cliche for a reason because they're all fucking true. Like, the "there's no such thing as bad press." So fucking true. It's all energy. Like, I have a lesson in my business course called "Haters Make You Greater," about how I've, like, and that was mostly for, like, people that hated on me for my appearance, or, my, like, way of talking about astrology or something, or just being rude. Like, people have hated on me for being rude to them because they're rude to me. I'm like, "What did you expect? You come to my fucking page and you're rude to me and entitled. Why am I supposed to be fucking nice to you?" Like, the chronic meism is crazy. So anyways, I recorded this whole lesson in my business course on haters make you greater because they literally do. It's all energy, and people that hate on your content, first of all, it's just the fucking internet. You can log off. I know it's easier said than done because I experience it. I've posted things in the past and got a lot of fucking hate, and it's so easy to sit there and read all of it, but it's just as easy to put the fucking phone down and ignore it. But, it all boosts the content. Like, engagement is engagement to the algorithm. Like, it doesn't matter the context or the content of the words. Engagement is engagement. If somebody's hating on a post, those are my most viral posts on the internet. Uh, is the ones that I get the most hate on because, again, energy is energy, and there's no such thing as bad press. And, like, that's what really goes viral, and that's what really gets eyes on you, is being polarizing, because it puts energy on you, because people are split, and when people are split, when they feel strongly about something, whether it's hate or love, that's energy that they're giving you. So it just boosts all your shit, and that's what the whole lesson in my business course is about. Is haters make you greater. Love you for this, thank you. Oh, I love you too. Yeah, haters make you greater. I'm so proud of that name for the video in the course. Yeah, if you're not nice to me, I won't be nice to you. Yeah, exactly. Haha, Leo energy, yeah. Leo rules my 11th house. I don't have anything in Leo, um, but it rules my 11th house. And I think the reason I someone responded to my Instagram story. I've gotten so many nice responses to what I posted earlier today on my Instagram about the whole thing. 'Cause I was literally in tears earlier, and someone had responded like, "I feel you, like, I'm right there with you. It really terrifies me to, like, speak my truth and share my opinions, like, knowing that something like this could fucking happen." Like, he's not the president of the United States, okay? That's different. That's different. He wasn't a political figure in any sense of the word. He was a normal fucking human being with a family who's my same age. Like, that is what about it for me hits fucking home. Like, we're not different from each other. Um, so yeah, and the person was saying like it terrifies me to share my opinion and share my truth. And I think for me, I replied, I was like, that's literally been my greatest fear, is to be misunderstood. But I realized in replying that, and I realized in voicing that, that's okay to be misunderstood. And I think that's my 8th house Mercury. Like, I don't want people, because I think really fucking deeply and I investigate really fucking deeply into shit. I don't just get on here and say shit about shit because I heard it from somebody, or I saw it on a headline. Like, no, I'll research it for fucking hours or days sometimes. Like human design and astrology, I felt confident sharing. I'm a 1-3 profile in human design. So I don't talk about shit until I have fully investigated it. And I didn't feel confident talking about astrology and human design until I had deeply fucking researched it for months. Like it was my full-time job. I did nothing else except study astrology and human design. And then I started to talk about it and share it with people and create courses and ebooks around it and teach on it. And anything I share or talk about, it's that same principle. Like I have doved really deeply into it. And so for me to know that I do that, because nobody else, unless I tell people, like, hey, I research shit. But even then, people don't know because most people are visual. And if they don't see you hours on end studying shit, they're not going to know. And they're not going to really have it integrated that you really do your fucking research. You can tell somebody until you're blue in the face, but they won't understand it all the time. And so for me to know that about me, and then for me to get on the internet and share shit and people be like, "You're wrong," or "You're bad," or "You're blah, blah, blah for having this opinion or sharing that this way." Like it's happened with the human design community. It's why I don't associate with any of the astrology or human design communities because they piss me the fuck off. Like I have come to such conclusions in human design that differ from other people's fucking opinions and brainwashed ash information that's out there about human design, and I've shared it from my personal experience and my deep, deep, deep dive into the information, and people are like, "You're wrong." And it's like, I have personal experience with this. I researched this for months before I'm coming on here to share it. So it really has terrified me to share my shit because I feel like no matter what, it's going to be misunderstood. But this has triggered me. This has triggered in me to not give a fuck because it's not about me. What anyone has to say about me or anything I share is not about me. It's a reflection of them. And if anyone wants to misunderstand me, like that's also not about me. And that's their choice. We do live in a free country. If you want to misunderstand me, you have free will. You're hopefully not going to be arrested or shot in the street for disagreeing with me or misunderstanding me. Like that's your right and privilege as an American. I'd hope that remains. So I just realized like I'm tired of it. I don't care about being misunderstood anymore because those aren't my people anyways. I'm not talking to those people. Those people aren't gonna buy from me. Those people I don't want in my community. I don't even want them on my social media. If they're going to choose to see me a certain way without first attempting to understand, I don't want anything to do with it. He was barely 31. Yeah, I couldn't remember if I saw that he was born in 94 or 95. Was he born in 94? Because then we were born in the same fucking year. Ugh. Yeah, why are they acting like he was making laws? No, literally. And they're acting like he was hanging people, like that he was lynching people. Like he was just having conversations with people on like y'all are not y'all. Some of these people have lost their goddamn minds and need to be committed to an insane asylum. We need to bring back mental fucking asylums. They need to be better than they were, but we need to bring them back. Whew. Too many of these people are mentally ill, just running around, shooting people and shit. And then what happened in Colorado, like, was it like a few hours after or the next day or something? Like, and then what happened in Charlotte, like, it's so fucked. People are so close-minded when it comes to looking at other people's perspectives. Yeah, people just want to be right because it's easier. People are gonna misunderstand you if they want. Exactly. 1993. Okay. So he was my big sister's age. Okay. Yeah. So we would have been in the same high school class because I was born April 94 and I think he's October 93. So yeah, he was about to turn 32. I'm at a loss for words. I've said all I had to say about it, and it's devastating. Um, yeah, I'm gonna get off here now. I've been on here for a minute. I so appreciate y'all for being here, for being a part of my content, my presence on social media. Um, again, I said this a lot at the beginning, but I don't give a fuck what you believe. I don't give a fuck who you voted for. You're welcome to be here as long as you also don't give a fuck that we might have different opinions on things. Thank you, Awakening Universe. I love that name. This shirt was like another kind of miracle thing that happened. So I was sharing that I went to go get a screen protector today and I had to go to 4 different places. And the place that ended up having it, he gave me like a $30 discount on it, on accident. And then this shirt I got like accidentally 50% off because it was just on sale when she rang it up and it wasn't on a sale rack or anything. So I was like, this is how I know I'm doing what I meant to and I'm in alignment, no matter if like other shit is going wrong. Like that's the energy right now and will be for many years to come is what is going right. How can you focus on the positives? How can you focus on what is going right? Even if it's small fucking shit, like there's a rainbow or something, or you got a discount on a shirt you liked. I'm really realizing orange is my fucking color. Like I'm such an autumn color palette and I love it, but it's hard to find orange. But anyways, thank you. Thank you all for being here. I'm gonna hop off. So the replay, you can check out if you want really more of my ranting. I was in the feels ranting when I first got on here for probably like the first 40 minutes. Um, so yeah, check that out and look out for more videos from me. I I have a lot to say and I'm not gonna hold back anymore. So appreciate y'all, love y'all, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.